guys, it's Misha and welcome back to my channel. So today I want to talk about a trend called quiet quitting, which I find very interesting. Basically, employees are saying that they should be able to do the bare minimum and they're not actually quitting, but they are refusing to do any extra work. There's also something called acting your wage. One side is saying that this new movement is just a bunch of lazy, mostly Gen Zers, who don't really want to work. The other side is saying that because of hustle culture and a toxic work environment, that this trend is actually really great. So I think that both sides have some good points. But before we get into it, please make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. So let's start with quiet quitting. So as I said, you're not actually quitting your job, you are just deciding to do the bare minimum. You leave at exactly 5 if that's when you get off work, you come in at exactly 9. People are also comparing quiet quitting to a Chinese word. I think it means lying flat, and it describes someone that doesn't want to go that extra mile at work, and this was all going on during the labor protests against hustle culture in China.
Lying flat is spreading through the youth of China. Tired of the long hours, they've decided to take it easy, giving up their jobs, living modest lives off of their savings, and sometimes off of their parents. But now, U.S. workers seem to be taking a chapter out of the lying flat book from China.
Stay in a state of comfort, low desire, and more indifferent attitude towards life, or they wanna lie flat.
And I actually think that this describes the trend pretty well. I mean, these people that make these TikToks complaining about work, you really get the sense that they don't have a lot of ambition or they're not really taking any risks. And even a while ago during the pandemic, people were very stressed at work and they were talking about how there's a toxic work environment. The Great Resignation happened, a lot of people left work, and a lot of people were saying they prefer to work at home during the pandemic. Roll out of bed, keep your pajamas on, maybe put on a dress shirt and attend a meeting. So a lot of people found this to be a lot easier. So let's look at some of these quiet quitting TikToks.
Hey Veronica, I'm gonna have you take this home and work on it tonight, okay? Respectfully, Susan, I'd rather spend time with my family. All right, Veronica, I do need you to be available during your vacation, okay? Susan, you'll be blocked on my vacation.
This is just a star employee. There's also some TikToks about acting your wage.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Acting Your Wage 101, where I teach you how to not overextend yourself for a job that doesn't care about you or pay you enough.
These are difficult to watch.
Okay? If Susan tries to give you the work of two people, you are one person, what do? Yeah, you complete all of it so that you can take on more work so that Susan will be proud of you.
Yeah, exactly.
Deborah, oh, no, that's not what you're gonna do, right? You're gonna say, Susan, unless you're gonna pay me the salary of 2 people because I'm one person, I'm not gonna do that respectfully. Respectfully, I decline, right?
Respectfully, Susan should fire you, especially with that voice and that attitude.
500 calls. We're doing 50. Hey, Veronica, you have till end of day to finish all this extra work. Respectfully, Susan, it's 2022. We're acting our wage, so don't give me extra work. Okay? Thank you.
I've done so little at work before that it wasn't even quietly quitting. It was technically robbing.
It's just strange that they're proud of doing the bare minimum. It's almost like a student if they were advocating for just getting a 65, not going out and doing extra credit. Your goal is to get a passing grade and not fail the class. And in the workplace, just do as little work as you possibly can while keeping your job.
It makes no sense to me. Quietly quitting means that you're doing just enough to get by, to pay your bills and have just enough left over because you don't want to do extra work. Let me tell you something. When I was growing up, you know what we did? We did whatever it took. You get out what you put in. So if you're putting in just the minimal amount, you're only going to get back the minimal amount.
And I don't want to say that this is purely a generational thing, but it is obvious why this trend is appealing to so many people from Gen Z. Gen Z is known for being quite narcissistic. Pair that with laziness, and now you have people saying that they are above doing extra work. People are very closely looking at the job description. And my question is, if you're only going to do what's required of you, how are you going to expect a promotion, a raise, and then look at people who do get ahead and you're going to be upset about that? That doesn't make sense.
Did you get any bonuses or a promotion for going above and beyond? I have not. I'm still waiting patiently. Oh, the poor thing. She's been going above and beyond for years and has nothing to show for it. So why would I?
You're not outright quitting your job, but you're quitting the idea of going above and beyond. You're still performing your duties, but you're no longer subscribing to the hustle culture mentality that work has to be your life. The reality is it's not, and your worth as a person is not defined by your labor.
Okay, so they want to have a work-life balance, and I do think that setting boundaries is a good thing. I don't think you should have to sacrifice your mental health for your job, but as I've said, I do think both sides have some good points. For a lot of people, a 9-to-5 job is their worst nightmare.
Coming to bed, honey?
Yes, dear.
And being someone who has worked a very demanding job time-wise last year, I do understand the feeling of being overworked and not getting paid for the extra work that you have to do because you're afraid of getting fired. I get that. That's very stressful. And unfortunately, a lot of employers do take advantage of their employees, right? That's not to say that all employers put profit over the well-being of the workers, but it does happen, and hustle culture does leave a lot of people feeling burned out, and I understand that people are tired of feeling mistreated by companies. But something I have learned from experience is that job satisfaction depends a lot on your attitude, and it's not advantageous for these workers to constantly be complaining about their work environment. There is this emphasis on pursuing your passion and finding your dream job, but I found that regardless of what job you're in, if you give it your all daily, and having a good work ethic will put you in a place mentally where it won't even feel like work. I know people say that all the time, but it's true. If you find something, like one thing good about your job, it can really change the way that you view it. It could be a coworker, it could be even the commute to work, I don't know, the boss, the actual work, whatever it is for you. And that way, instead of blaming everyone around you, you can feel more in control of your work life and take responsibility. And with these TikToks about quiet quitting, I wonder what they do with this free time. It's easy to say, oh, I'm going to go spend more time outside of work. It's really good for me. But what are you going to do? Is it productive? If you're just going to go home and make TikToks complaining about your work environment, then that's not really productive, especially when you're deliberately refraining from doing that extra work and saying you are only going to do the bare minimum. If you're admitting to that, what does that say about how you maintain a certain work ethic? So those are my thoughts on quiet quitting. I'm very curious to hear what you guys think about it. So please remember to go comment down below to let me know what you think. And please remember to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye.